So is that all? Do recommendation systems help me find things that I might want to consume?
No. We're just scratching the surface. It's tip of an iceberg. You see, a recommendation system is a very large class of prediction problem. At the core of it, it's trying to understand an individual's choice or preference or personalized preferences for that matter. So wherever it is crucial to understand one's choice, things you like, things you dislike, recommendation systems are very useful. For example, consider online advertisement. Like today morning, I visited my New York Times website. So when I was on New York Times website, I was reading my content, but hey, you know what? On the side of it, or sometimes in the middle of it, they showed me an advertisement. So now the question is that, what advertisement should they show it to me that is very personalized? And this is a recommendation problem.
Absolutely. And in this scenario, the question is about determining what you, as a customer, is going to be interested in the most in order to target advertising. This is actually very similar to the problem of determining what you might like to eat, read, or watch, a problem of recommendations. One way to look at recommendation system is that it's trying to match people to products, restaurants, movies, or ads. But more generally, it could match people to people, just like in a dating system. Think of the website eHarmony, for example. Here, people are seeking partners to date and eventually marry or never see again in some instances. The goal of eHarmony is to match two people who are likely to be attracted to each other. We do not know exactly what eHarmony does, but in principle, a system like this is trying to do the following. Consider an eHarmony customer. Let's call him Devavrat. Okay. Sorry, that was unfortunate. So Devavrat provides information to the site, mostly about himself, but also about his preferences. Using this information, the system tries to figure out his preferences and find potential matches in the database. Now, Devavrat may have very high standards, and among these matches, the system also has to find those for whom Devavrat is, in turn, a match. And if we can achieve this perfectly, it's truly remarkable. Most of the time, people are like Devavrat. They don't even know what they're looking for.
Totally. I did not know what I was looking for till I saw my wife Salvia. Look, I got married. Now Tinder, it's another system like this, another dating system of the modern time. The way it works, at least in principle, is as follows. Like, Tinder is an app, you enroll into it, and then you are shown pictures of other Tinder inhabitants who are in your geographic proximity. You swipe to left or right depending upon whether you like the person or you don't like the person. And the person on the other end, if you like that person, gets notification. In principle, Tinder would like to show you exactly those people that you like. So you're always swiping on one side, but of course that doesn't happen. And but it's trying to learn this by asking you a question. And the brilliance of this system is the way they're asking you the question, they're incentivizing you to answer them correctly. You see, you want to answer the people sort of likes by sort of the one you like and one you don't like. Now, Philip, as a sort of Tinder expert, let me give you an advice. Get a better headshot so that your wife likes you more.
How about something like this?
Works.
Or maybe the intellectual one. All right, so we know that recommendation systems are useful for finding people's preferences and use them to match them to the choices that they may prefer. And that's it, right?
Actually, no. Recommendation systems are like a bottomless pit. They have far-reaching implications in the operational world. Take any social systems that you can think of, be it infrastructure like transportation, e-commerce, brick and mortar retail, entertainment, media, and even financial institution. They are all affected by how people make choices, what people like, what people dislike. After all, it's about people's choice that determines demand. And as we all know from basic macroeconomy, there are two sides of economy. One is supply and another is demand. So if we can understand demand really well, then we can actually plan the supply well, and that will make sort of operations better. So as a matter of fact, consider one of the largest operational problems of our time, the logistics or managing supply chain. A supply chain that takes goods from the hand of manufacturer from say somewhere far away in China and brings it to my or your doorsteps. This is the key operational problem that businesses like Amazon in the United States, Alibaba in China, Flipkart in India are grappling with. On one hand, as we have discussed in depth, the ability to serve the right product recommendations on e-commerce website helps consumer make the right purchases. On the other hand, those exact interaction can help them inform what are the things that people like and dislike, and hence manage supply chain / manufacturing really efficiently.
Wow, so it looks like recommendation systems really are everywhere. Any other aspects that we should discuss?
Actually, it might be fun to discuss that Tinder example again. Remember, we are Tinder veterans without real Tinder accounts. I want to recall the movie Social Network, a la Facebook, Zuckerberg. You remember the game of Hot or Not? So in an interactive world where individuals are available to engage fully, one way to think of recommendation system is like playing a game of 20 questions. I want to know what you are thinking, and I want to know that by asking as few questions as possible.
Absolutely. It's like playing the game Guess Who against the Gary Kasparov of Guess Who. He guesses right in a record number of questions.
Bingo. This is exactly how recommendation can work in an interactive situation. Later in this module, we will discuss a case study related to selecting beers and gathering opinion of people using comparison-like questions and answers.